Boop.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 821 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined today by James Dean Rader and Ben Funky Askren. Ben, how are you this morning?
Let me think. I'm doing pretty well. Woke up early. Looked at my list of stuff to do. Pretty well accomplished this week. We got 3 sessions of Funky Fresh Camp, although I won't be going this morning. It's the only session I missed because I have this, and then I got a few things after this. We got some Mizzou Tigers back in town. Keegan Toole's back in town. Peyton Mako's back in town. So many things going on.
A regular reunion.
Oh, Clayton Whiting's back in town, I heard, actually. I haven't seen him yet, but that's what I heard.
And he'll be a freshman at Missouri this year. Any thoughts if he'll go right away or if they'll?
I don't think so.
Probably redshirt.
You know what? I have not talked. I talked to him one time since he left in June. Yeah, he said he's really loving Missouri, so that's great to hear. Having a great time. He lived like all the way up in the middle of nowhere. Even to go to the Green Bay Academy was kind of a drive for him, and then he would come down to Heartland sometimes. So I think he's really happy he don't have to drive that much to train anymore.
Yeah, all he has to do is walk down the road a little bit and
there you go.
Great training.
Turn center, baby.
That is awesome. Okay. Well, as mentioned, nowhere publicly, but maybe the show title on social if you're watching. Hello on Facebook and YouTube. We're gonna be doing some tears action. Ben's in a goofy mood this morning. Right before
you're that goofy there. Hey.
Yeah. Oh, you're a little goofy. Maybe it's because all those Wisconsin boys are back from college, and it's just good to get together. But when we right before Tyler hit the play button, Ben just goes, "Poop."
That's what I do to get my kids all riled up.
It might have gone through.
It might have made it through.
Yes.
Might have made it on the show.
Someone says, did he just say boob?
Oh wow! So
no,
rewind it
like
back.
Kids, I don't know if you guys have 4-year-old kids or 6-year-old kids. If you say poop, they think it's like the funniest thing ever. So if
it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
My wife's trying to rein him in and get him to be serious, and I'll be like, poop,
Oh,
and they'll
my
just start
gosh,
dying
Ben.
laughing.
Hey, we're not big bathroom.
Amy's like,
humorers.
Ben, we're trying to get him calmed down. I'm like, I'm not.
You're part of the problem. Do you ever use that? You're part of the problem.
I don't know if she says that. She just tries to get me to, listen, and I'm not very good at that.
What's Aussie Man's bench up to? What's he doing?
Aussie Man, he just wants to. Oh my God, you know what he did yesterday? I'm almost embarrassed to admit this.
Go for it.
Well, so Amy had to go somewhere, so we had Funky Fresh till 5, and so she dropped him off at like 4:45 or something, up at the Wrestling Academy. And actually, Duke Rufus left this ground and pound down me up there. It's been there for 2 or 3 years now. It's been a very long time. So it's kind of there permanently. Anyway, so Ozzy's like mad because he's got no one to battle with because everyone's wrestling.
Right.
So he takes the ground and pound dummy down. But he doesn't start punching. He starts biting it. And I'm like, dude, that is not legal in any styles of fighting. Like, what are you doing here?
Whoa. Well,
I know.
That's not that bad. Some
Fighting is not legal.
It is not legal. It is not legal, but it happens sometimes in these combat sports. I would say, that's very. I would consider that age level appropriate, as long as we're redirecting
For a 4-year-old?
Yeah, 4-year-old bite. I mean, shoot, 3 and 4-year-olds are literally biting other humans kind of frequently. So this is at least he knows to differentiate from the dummy from human flesh.
There you go. Well, he tried biting one of my 8th graders, Max Gonzalez. He gets him he's real little, and so he grabbed his leg and I want to bite his calf. And Max is like, you bit my calf, you little turd.
Okay.
Let's talk about tears.
Let's talk about tears. Let's talk.
This is always a fun show.
It is a fun show. It's got a lot to live up to. People are excited. We texted a little yesterday about this. JD got his tears, his ducks in a row. We also have some really high quality previews that you can read. They kind of teared out.
Those were in depth. Oh my goodness.
They're good, right? They're very scrollable.
They're good.
I like that you don't have to read every word and still glean something from it. That's right.
It was
get the
almost
list.
a little bit too much where I'm like, okay, wait, now I have to memorize like all of these categories because there's like who graduated, who went up in weight, who came into the weight, who was redshirting, who was hurt. And it's like, dang it, this is so hard to memorize all these things.
It is. But you know what? That's why you're paid the big bucks, Ben.
Okay.
Not because you have to memorize things, but
I do remember actually, Christian, before I was a member of the FRL show, I always really enjoyed the Tears episodes, listening to it. And I remember I would just yell in my car because, I wasn't on the show. So like, no, that's so freaking stupid. What are you doing? Dumb.
oh, I'm sure. I can imagine those conversations. I may have had a few of those listening to T-Row and Funky as well. So
We got a question.
we got a question, which I only bring
Somebody
that
wants
up
a
because we
reunion.
got a question. They want a reunion. I think we should bring Tommy on one time.
Yeah, Tommy's great. I'm sure he would come on. I'll send him a message right now.
Cool.
I saw him. When was the last time I saw him? He was at U.S. Open, I think, and I don't think I've seen him since then.
The funniest gimmick, which I thought was like so unfair, but I also laughed every time he did it, was when you kept bringing up that Kyle Snyder beat Tommy down like that. You just always found a way. You would have a guest. I'd be like, "What if I told you that Tommy's losing to a freshman?" You'd always like, "Oh, he was the best in the
Looks
world."
funny
at the
in
time.
retrospect, huh?
It was funny. It was funny during and also in retrospect. I guess it gets funnier with time as Kyle continues to be an all-timer. Let's start at 174, where we will have the returning NCAA finalists, Carter Starachi and Mekhi Lewis, back at 174. It would seem, if as you scan and take a look at the tiers, which you can't see yet,
You can go to the preview and basically see
you
them.
can basically see them.
It doesn't say tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, but there's a contenders tier.
So tier 1, JD has said it's Carter and Mekhi and no one else in that strata. So that's basically, we don't really see any other scenario where someone else slips in, makes a final, contends for a title. We don't see other title contenders outside of
I could
tier
be
1.
convinced into one more person making it in there.
Well,
Michael?
okay.
Labriola. I feel like Mikey is just always right there, but just can't quite get on the other side of it. He did when he beat Kimmer last year. Now and then Kimmer kind of, wasn't really the same guy. So what do you make of that? But I could see him picking off. Well, it's not beyond the realm, obviously, that Labriola beats one of these guys. But I still feel like there's some significant enough separation to make him in a separate tier.
I feel,
And
rightfully or not, he could. I almost don't even know why, but like, come NCAA's like, it's Starachi, and if anybody's gonna beat Starachi, it's Mekhi
Yes,
at NCAA's.
I agree with that.
Like, and obviously we saw how close that match was in the NCAA finals, which is why
Literal seconds.
yes, which is why it's like Mekhi can do this. Can Labriola do it? Especially
Mekhi
coming
also
NCAAs.
had the
I don't
shaky
know.
start to last season. Obviously, great finish for him.
Clay Lout beat Mekhi, so you could argue tossing him in there, but it's clear. I think one person can beat Starachi.
Yes.
Wouldn't you argue bringing Mekhi down as opposed to lifting the rest or other ones up?
That's where I would
That's probably
say
the argument.
yes, that would be an argument. But Mekhi showed he is right there.
Man,
that match was so close that they have to be on the same tier.
I mean, he did it too. Like he's had for all intents and purposes, he's had 2 legitimate runs at NCAAs. The
NCAA's Mekhi is different than regular season Mekhi.
Well, yeah, I
Yes.
just think he kind of found his groove. I mean, the Ethan Smith match early last season was close. The Mako match was wild. He had the overtime with Chris Foca. So he kind of had a slow start where he wasn't looking like the Mekhi of old. And then, as he went into ACCs, he got the win over Lout and Hidley. And then NCAAs was obviously really good.
Yeah, I think if the match hadn't come down to literal, I mean, he took Carter down, and then it was just the tiebreaker riding time, not actual riding time, that he beat him by. It's just I don't see anyone else that can get that close to Carter. And for that reason, I feel like those two are kind of separated on their own until proven otherwise. And you could maybe say, hey, it's been proven otherwise with Makai's season last year. I would not. I don't know why. I wouldn't. Maybe it's a Hokie bias, but I would not think it was right to move Makai down into the second tier, just because of what he's proven and what he showed last year.
Yeah, I think it's probably not the correct move.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm trying to pull up. What is going on? I'm trying to pull up 74. There's an advertisement playing. It's not letting me do it. I was going to check if there's anyone else. I thought JD could have maybe missed in these tiers.
I don't think. I mean, so tier 2, we've got Mikey Labriola, Dustin Plott, Clay Lout, Ethan Smith, Demetrius Romero. Which seeing Romero is interesting in there because I feel like best case scenario he's tier 2. He has had some moments, but he's been
still in here. Hold on. I don't know about this.
He loves it. Don't try to get him out of school.
No, I think we pull Demetrius Romero out though because let me see. Last year he was not good. Obviously he was 2-0. I guess the All-American. Man, this dude's been. Oh my God, he's been in college for so long.
Correct. He wrestled at Boise State for multiple years.
Yeah, multiple seasons at Boise.
Yeah, he's only in 2020 and 2022. He only wrestled 2 matches in both seasons.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe it's just the fact that he hasn't been around is why. I'm like,
I don't know. Did you say in 2021?
2020 was good. I mean, he had a really good year.
In the 2021-2022 season. I thought you meant like 2021 NCAA season, 2022 NCAA season.
Yeah, 21-22, and then the 2020 NCAA season. He only had 2 matches both those years.
Yeah. I don't know.
I guess we could tier 2 is probably most appropriate, but it does feel weird just given how much we have not seen him. And then I mean, the other thing here is his inability to make it through a season. He's only made it through one of the last 3 seasons. Guys, you got to make it through the season to place at NCAAs. I don't know if you guys know that.
Well, that's just your opinion.
You only got to make it through like a couple weeks to place at NCAAs technically.
Yeah,
sure.
March is all that matters. So just got to turn it on. Yeah, so I think, man, kind of looking at this way, I'm not sure if it's deep or not deep.
It also feels weird that Labriola is still there.
Yeah, he feels old.
He feels old.
He also feels like a big person for 174. Like I've always thought, like this guy's got to go up at some point. But
it was him. Weren't him and Benz were the same recruiting class?
Yes,
right.
I do believe so. So my that is the end of tier 2 as JD has laid it out. Tier 3, he's got
Romero could be down in tier 3.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be my.
Yeah, that's probably.
I love Smith, Lout, Plott, Labriola. I think all 4 of those guys are super, super good. I could see any of those 4 placing 3rd at this weight.
Yeah.
Demetrius goes down because I cannot see him taking 3rd.
No way.
At the weight, but I could see any of those guys taking 3rd.
Great point.
But I do see him. I do see him either getting Demetrius getting. I could see him. Obviously, maybe not even making it, but in the mix with these guys finishing, 6 through 8 potentially.
Tier 2 are guys you could see pretty high on the podium. Tier 3 is like I see them with a good shot at placing, or a decent chance at placing. Tier 3 is interesting, and we'll say Romero's in it. Demetrius, that is, not Caleb. Michael O'Malley, Phil Conigliaro, Mako, Foca, DeVos, Runyon, Hayden Hastings, Nelson Brands, Edmund Ruth, Rocky Jordan. There's a lot of name recognition here. You got Jordans, you got Ruth, you got Brands. Mako.
Dude,
different Mako family, but still.
It's Steve's cousin. Foca felt like he was kind of on fire. Remember how close to a match he had with
Carter.
Carter Starocki.
Didn't he have to write him out to win?
He had to get away. He got ridden forever. He got a takedown. He won a scramble.
I believe he was up 2-2 with ride time. Or was that what it was? Or he got turned or something in the 3rd period?
No, he just could not get off the bottom. He was ridden for an extended period of time.
Now, Foca, I think it was the Michael O'Malley match in a duel late in like February, and I think he got concussed or
Yes.
injured another way, and he was never quite the same after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
not
man,
giving up
yeah.
on Foca at all. But it was not the season I expected. And
The beginning of the season was really good, and then he really kind of
Whoa.
fell off quite a bit.
Yeah, injury defaulted against O'Malley. He won 3 matches against, in Contreras, probably the best
Man.
guy he beat. Then injury default, medical forfeit, lost to Thomas Flitz, beat Jacob Nolan, lost 8-2 to Matt Finesilver, who needs to be on this list, right? Isn't he
Yes.
74? Matt
No, he's
Finesilver
going up. Didn't you read the previews?
Oh, up to
84. That's a big Finesilver. Normally they don't
Right?
make
Isn't
them.
that what you said? Isn't that what the preview said?
Yeah, I think it maybe is the case.
Okay. Hey, the other thing, man, Boca, I just said May, he was bad at the end of the year, but then
Yeah,
it's like
84.
back to back, and I believe it was both at Collegiate Duels actually, is he went 3-2 with Starocki, and it was 2-2, and I think he didn't have ride time, but he had some, like it was in his favor
Yes.
because he had both the takedown and he had started on top, and Carter had 2 escapes. So he had a while to get out. I mean, right? Probably, I think it was a minute and a half or whatever to get out before he gave up ride time. So when you're running that third period, you're like, oh man, like Carter's either gonna ride him the entire time or he should cut him right away and try to get the takedown and win 4-3.
And he was never close to getting away.
No, it was really bad.
So, yes, tier 3. Who else could enter the conversation here whose name we are not yet saying? And who of this group, the large tier 3 group, do you see? Hey, this person could make a jump. I've got some names.
Mako, baby, duh.
Okay.
I might be biased, but
that
you
wasn't
never
the
know.
name.
Well, he went. I'll make my case for my guy. 'Cause that's what I
Do it.
Well, he went his first year. He was kind of a fringe qualifier. And the next year, round of 16. The next year, round of 12. He's just getting better and better, diversifying attacks. I mean, he was a few seconds from beating Plot. He kind of blew that match at the Big 12s. So I think I think he's going to be in here with. I have a hard time. I mean, he almost did beat Mackay, but the end of the season, Mackay and Carter, I think he still has trouble with. But all those guys in tier 2, I think he can go with those guys pretty well.
I'm curious to see Nelson at a weight that makes more sense for him, 174. He was their starting 84 2 seasons ago, and last year couldn't make the lineup. And so,
has he wrestled any matches at that weight class?
Yes. Let me look it up.
He did last year, right? Because do you remember in the beginning of the year we were saying, why isn't Nelson redshirting?
Yes. He was 5-1.
This?
He lost to Hayden 4-2. He beat Jake Logan, Joel Devine. That's pretty much it. He was 5-1 last year, and I think he got injured. He wasn't going to start anyways because of camera.
Don't you remember we said like why they should be redshirting him? But I guess maybe he just wants to be done with college and didn't want a red shirt or something.
Well, he already has redshirted.
Why were we saying that then? Like
we weren't saying that. We were saying he should go 84.
Correct. That's what it was. Why are they having him there when Kemmer's coming back? Yep, we were trying to figure that. That was
it. We didn't understand. The thought, I guess, was probably now knowing more about the Kemmer situation. I think they probably wanted to keep him down there so that in the event, that the terrible thing happened, and he wasn't able to wrestle, but that didn't materialize. And the reason we were saying that is because he had beaten Abe Assad in that freestyle match, and then he wound up being the starter that year, and with really solid results. And so we thought, hey, he might be their best 84-pounder. Why is he not giving that a shot? But now at 74, he's going to be the guy, good fit. I'm excited to see what he can do. And now he's engaged. He has the power of love on his side, strong. Ben. How helpful is the power of love in your wrestling and mixed martial arts career?
I won't say. I will not say who.
What a chuckle.
There was one guy who I'm being very legit. I'm not effing around on this one. Who he finally got a girlfriend like his senior year of college. And I legit think that gave him a whole bunch of confidence, and he did way better than he'd ever done before. I'm being so serious.
Who was it?
I can't tell you. I'm not gonna put him on blast like that on freaking FRL. I'll tell you about Josh Wagner going to Chubby's because that's kind of a funny story that happened in the past. No big deal. But I'm not gonna tell you about my man that couldn't find a girl, and then he finally got a girlfriend, and he really like skyrocketed up his performance.
I didn't know he couldn't get a girl. I thought it was just his first girlfriend.
Yeah. Well, I mean, or maybe not a good one, or someone he wanted. Like maybe he had to have very low standards to get what he wanted. And then he got a good one.
Good job, that guy. Yeah. So the power of love. The power of love could be in his favor. That's something that JD refuses to factor in his tier system. And it could come back to bite him.
I would say actually usually goes the other way. That
Young and Marinelli both got married. They did All-American, but I think their goals were higher.
Yeah. Or I mean, just the drama with having a girlfriend. I mean that. Who was it that was just telling that? Oh, who was it telling a story about having the girlfriend and they like
probably
text
Shane
him during it? Wasn't Shane? I'm trying to remember if it was on FRL or if it was somewhere else, but there was someone was telling it. The heck was it? Like his girlfriend texted him like in the round of 12 or something like that.
That's Shane always tells that story about
about someone else.
Yeah.
Oh, who is it?
He always I don't want to say the name. I can't remember if he said. I know the name though.
Well, he said the story on the radio. Let's just say the name.
All right, it was I think Darian Cruz.
Is that who it was?
I'm almost positive.
Oh, interesting. I don't.
He does love dropping the. You never know who just broke up with their girlfriend.
Yeah, that's what I think. I'm pretty sure it's us. Apologies if it wasn't Darian, and if that's not the story. Pretty sure it was. Not that it's an embarrassing story by any stretch.
Sparks, get on the radio and tell us who broke up with their girlfriend already.
Yeah, his girlfriend dumped him. It's not good. But this won't be like this. Is not just a girlfriend. This is a commitment. They're gonna be sending out save the dates.
That could be either. I feel like that could swing either very good, or if it goes bad, that's far worse.
It's far gonna go worse. It's gonna go good.
And then if she makes him take some damn engagement pictures, then it's over. That just makes you look twice as soft. I told my wife, "Hey, they ain't happening, Amy. Nope, not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. I ain't wearing them pink sweatshirts. Give me a break."
Oh yeah, mine were so corny. So 2006.
You need to find them, JD.
I
deep in the archives.
They're not hanging up anywhere, and I think deep down my wife knows they were really corny. Yeah. I don't even want to describe them because it'll sound strange. Anyway,
so funny.
174. This is the weight of love. That's what we're gonna call it because we love this weight. Who do you? I see Nelson is a guy that can make a jump. Rocky Jordan will be interesting as the guy. I talked with Coach Ryan's like he could really do some stuff at 174. Now he's got a spot.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously you got to think that he's not that close to Ethan Smith because if they were that close, if they were a back and forth situation, he probably would have stayed and tried to get his spot, So he's probably like at least a notch or two kind of behind. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, another guy to consider here is Jackson Turley. He did not make your tiers.
Ninehouse could be tossed in tier 3 as well.
Nigenius.
Oh, correct. Ninehouse he had one good win last year, but he had some. He was 18 and 15, bro. Don't put him in the tiers.
Well, different kind of tiers.
Well, okay. Well, what is tier 3?
Oh man,
tier
his NCAA was rough though.
Tier 3 is what, like All-American type guys? Like Ninehouse, his
he
highs.
Lost to Troy Fisher, Dom Solis, Baylor Riley, Nick South 4 in a row. Come on, dude.
He beat Mikey Labriola.
He had one, like I said, one good. He actually had 2 good wins because he beat Michael O'Malley. But we all knew Michael O'Malley was overseeded at NCAAs.
Okay, now here looking at the there's some freshmen. Okay, there's some other guys. This article, very good job by Andrew Spey. A true very industry leader. It's very thorough. It's very helpful. So, a couple sections I really like. Back off the bench, Rocky Jordan to Chattanooga. Troy Mantanona should be starting this year. Andrew Berryesa, now at Northern Colorado. Troy Nixon said he's definitely going to be pinning some people this year. So they're interesting guys. Also,
Yep.
coming off red shirt, big name here, Kyle Valencia at 174.
He could be a
I
tier
don't
3
think
guy.
I don't think any of those
He
ones
beat
you
a tier 3 guy.
no,
He beat Hayden
including
Hastings.
Kyle. I don't think any of those guys make tier 3.
Including Kyle.
Yeah, he had 1 or 2 good wins. I need to have someone who knows what I'm gonna say ahead of time and is looking up these wrestle stats so I can have them. But hold on, I'm gonna get it for you.
It's right there. He
Kyle
lost to Kradiger and Broderson to end the season.
Bro, yeah, that's 13-0 to Broderson. And then who's Mason Reinch? I don't really know him. So
I haven't had the pleasure. He also got pinned by Hayden Hastings after beating him. It was not the strong. He did not finish strong.
Also, egg all over my face. Ninehouse is moving down.
Oh wow, Skinny and Genius.
Mm-hmm.
That could be an interesting move.
Where he competed his freshman year.
Okay, I don't hate that. So, Kyle's interesting, but yeah, not probably tier 3 at this point. The true freshmen, of which there are several of great interest to me. Matthew Singleton, NC State. Manny Rojas, Iowa State. James Rowley, going to Wisconsin. Danny Wask, Navy. Now, Geog is going to be an 84, ultimately.
I've heard Rowley 84 also is what I've heard.
That wouldn't surprise me. And Antrell Taylor is got to mention here. Of course.
But why is Antrell Taylor going to mention? Because they got Labriola. So
well, I think he's just saying.
None of these guys are going to start.
Yeah.
None of them?
None?
What about damn it.
What about Singleton?
Now I'm going to get you. What?
You don't think...
They have Joey Milano at 174.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, who'd you just say? I missed that.
Joey Milano.
Yes. But that's one where I could see actually if Milano's struggling or not doing that well, where they maybe would consider throwing Singleton in. Because, for example, at the same tournament, Singleton beat up on Mulvaney, and then Mulvaney actually beat Milano at UWW Juniors. So
yeah.
If you ask me what would happen in a match in those two, I think Singleton.
Milano lost to Gavin Kane, Gavin Sticka. Keep the Gavins away from this guy. Jeremiah Kent, who is gone, no longer
gone.
graduated, I guess. DeAndre Nassar.
So I just think if Singleton
my point being here is it would not be a foregone conclusion to me that NC State or that Singleton could be that guy right away.
Yeah,
this was at 84
really
for Milano, and Coach Papalizza will wrestle true freshmen when necessary, and they they put out a really good lineup every single year. But yeah, if you don't have to wrestle them right away, that's good.
Yeah, I bet they put him in some of those matches like they can now. If he's doing well, I think there would be a decent chance he starts.
And you think Rowley 84?
That's what I don't remember who told me that now. Obviously, I'm in Wisconsin, so it's someone relatively close. But someone said he was really big.
I could see that.
Who told me that? I think he was though. I think he did wrestle 79 kilos at UWW Juniors though. So that would be 174. But yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, I feel like he's beating Barr, and Barr came back and torched him. I think I was watching that match.
Okay.
And I suppose Rojas is kind of in a similar boat as Singleton. Iowa State has Divine at 174, who's national qualifier type, but I think about a 500 record. So if Rojas is going to come in and really beat him up, I don't think Dresser would be afraid to use him.
Dresser, another guy not afraid to
pull
in a true freshman. He's not afraid of nothing. Okay, so I don't know. There's these true freshmen could make things interesting. Maybe it won't be this year we see them, but
I'm not ready to say either of those guys will be difference makers this year.
No, I agree with that. But you never know. Sometimes these guys get in the room and they just catch on fire. And
yeah.
Yes.
And they all went to good programs too, which can definitely help.
So I was correct. Ralu was up 6-0 on Josh Barr, and Josh Barr won 14-6. Wanted to make sure I was correct on that.
In freestyle.
Yes.
Okie doke. So that's 174. Who else could be of note? whose name we haven't said. I mean, Jackson Turley should be somewhere in a tier as an All-American.
How did he All-American? That was.
Would you? Do you mind? I beg your
Well, do
pardon.
I mind what? What happened?
Not besmirching a proud Virginian.
You tell me how you All-American. I'm gonna look it up because that was shocking.
He beat Andrew McNally, Ben
He's not that
Pasek,
good last year.
DJ Washington, and Anthony Mantanona.
That's a murderer's row, sir.
I don't know how that happened. That was wild. That was very wild.
Yeah, let's actually.
That was very wild.
Let's look into it. 2021 NCAA.
But yeah, and last year he was 3-3. I know he was he did a medical redshirting.
500 record.
He lost to John Worthing. I'm not sure who that is. He lost to Nate Duggan. And
he lost to McNally, who he beat today.
And McNally did not win a lot of matches last year, guys. McNally was 10-11 last year.
All right. So how did this happen for young Jackson?
Well, he went through the. I thought JD said it, but yeah.
So here's I'll read it. He lost in round 1 to Caleb Romero, 7-2, and then he beat Ant-Man, Washington, Palcic, and McNally to place. That's good. McNally was a 6th seed. You know,
McNally was good 2 years ago. Yes.
Yeah. So and that was the year he beat him. So
yeah,
this man lost round 1 and wrestled back to place, and then he had to medically forfeit in the 8th place match. So
yeah,
no more besmirching.
I don't know. I mean, but look who he lost to last year. How do you put him when he lost to John Worthing? You don't know what college John Worthing wrestles for. Don't look it up.
Clarion.
Damn you looked it up. Nate Duggan, what college does he wrestle for?
I want to say Princeton.
Damn it all. He did beat my guy Dejon Johnson. Dejon, come on, man. You got to take out Jackson Turley.
He ain't going to. He was hurt last year. So I think that's probably what happened. He didn't wrestle after January 9th. Yeah. So excited to see him back. Actually, Rutgers has an interesting lineup in general. Their first 2 weights are full of talent. Okay, 74. Did we do it? Anything else?
Do you have any rebuttals or late ads? I don't think so.
There was a Twitter interaction that made me laugh. One of the questions that we got, somebody asked us to mention or talk about Joey Silva to Rutgers.
Let's go.
And somebody responded, the world needs more Joey Silva talk. And then Kyle Brecky's Sweet Tooth replied, what world? And then the Wrestling Nomad with a K said, the world.
What?
Oh my gosh.
What
in the world? Hey, I got one for you. What about? I'm probably gonna say my vote would most likely be no on this guy, but he had an interesting NCAAs. Tyler Ishins. He beat Ethan Smith first round, and then he lost to Lout and O'Malley. So like all 3 of his matches were really good. I'm gonna say no because his other results are kind of all over the place, but that would be the only other person I would kind of maybe consider.
Man, there were a couple of guys that just had beastly draws at NCAAs, literally losing to 2 national champions. I'm trying to think who they were.
Well, who was it? I don't know who looked at earlier, but this O'Malley, Lout, and Ethan Smith. Lout must have lost first round also, lost early. And then O'Malley lost first round, so there was like a mix of like wrestling. Someone else wrestled like those 3 or 2 of those 3 or something like that.
Yeah, he who is it? Lout lost to Labriola, Plot, and Mackay at NCAAs.
Dang,
pretty tough run. And Tyler Ishins, 20-12 last year, losses to O'Malley and Lout. At NCAAs, he beat Ethan Smith 13-12, which I actually forgot happened. He beat Adam Kemp.
Yeah, that was a crazy match. Remember that match? It was freaking wild.
I think he got up big, and then Smith was trying to run him down and couldn't, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, Ishins is definitely an interesting guy. Okay, 174. I think we've done it. Adam Kemp moving up to 84. He's an interesting guy. Pretty tough. Very, very hard to score on. Do we want to go to 157 or we want to save it and just hit some questions now?
I think we should do a second weight class.
Okay.
I don't. Why are we doing 57 though? I'm autistic. I gotta go in order 74,
No.
84.
You know what? And you know what? You're part of the problem.
What are we doing here?
Someone said, someone came up to me at the convention and was like, "Hey, I think you need to like don't always start at 125 and in a way because you get to the end of segments and you don't have the same energy." I was like, "All right, you know what?
True.
Fine, we'll change it up." And going from 74 to 57, that's a change up.
Was it a heavyweight that said this to you? A larger human being?
Was it a large individual?
I don't think he was.
What position would he have played in baseball? On the football field.
You know, maybe like a middle reliever.
Okay.
I don't know.
Middle reliever.
He was. Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember his size. I met so many different sized people last week.
Lots of sizes of people.
Yeah.
Got it.
There are a lot of different sizes. Obesity on the rise for children, Ben. It's not good.
Oh my gosh, it is not good.
Get them off.
I honestly think. I honestly think that in a period of time, I don't know how long, that like when you were, at least when I was a kid, if you saw a parent smoking in a car with a little kid, and maybe like that's like child abuse. Like I think we're gonna kind of think of like really obese kids like that in like 10 years. Because man, when they're 9 years old and they're so fat, you're like, man, they ain't got a chance in life. Like
it's not good, and
it's not good.
Yeah,
not good at all.
It's so easy to just plop them in front of a TV or a video game, or now they got these dang phones now. Get on the TikToks. It's not good. Get them out moving. Feed them some good food.
Get them out moving. Yes, healthy food.
Honestly, you could probably your kid could probably have like not the best diet, and if he's active, they'll be like probably fine.
Well, most kids have terrible diets.
Yeah, that's why I point. Like, hey, maybe they don't eat great, but they have a bowl of Cap'n Crunch in the morning or whatever. Maybe
Cap'n Crunch,
turkey sandwich for lunch. But if they're out moving around all day, it'll be fine. It's the combination.
Oh, what's wrong with the turkey sandwich?
Yeah, I don't know. Turkey bologna sandwich. I don't know. What's a bad meal that kids eat for macaroni and cheese? Just macaroni and cheese.
Yeah,
that'll be bad. Or chips. Instead of that, they could probably eat that. I mean, they shouldn't.
You know what Ozzy loves too much and it drives me flipping crazy is damn
cigarettes.
Fruit snacks. Fruit snacks, they're such garbage. There ain't nothing in
man.
there. Come on, dude. So I always tell him, listen, Ozzy, you want tiny muscles and a small brain, you can keep eating fruit snacks.
And a small brain?
Yeah. There's no way fruit snacks
He's gonna be an idiot.
For neurological development. Come on.
Yeah. Some of those vitamins though are fruity and delicious, and they're maybe.
Wait, listen, these are not vitamins. These are fruity and snacky.
But I'm saying, as a potential, oh, you like fruit snacks, Ozzy? Here, eat this. It's
yeah.
For healthy
Amy does
growing
give him
children.
some of those for bedtime vitamins. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Bedtime vitaminers. Okay. Well, we're trying to keep our children healthy. Do your part. We know the listeners of FRL. You have active children. We can say that. We can say that confidently. But try to have good influence on your neighbors. Invite those kids out to the park to play, run around. Okay, are we doing 157?
It's already almost 9.
There's not very many good questions. We don't even need to get to questions. We can save them for tomorrow or whatever.
Okay, he really just wants to do another weight. He can't pick up on my non-verbals. Okay, we're going 157, tier 1.
Hold on, there was one good question. It's not even a good question. It said, with all the 8th grade holdbacks that happen, are there any tier 1 or tier 2 guys holding back in 8th grade right now? I thought that was funny.
These are the hard-hitting questions.
So is he asking if we have anyone in tier 1 right now that was an 8th grade holdback?
Actually, that might be what he's meaning. I was thinking he was like being facetious, like they're so old they could be a tier 1 or tier 2 guy, like being funny. But I think that's actually what he's asking after I read it, Christian.
Yeah.
And I would have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know how old these kids are. I don't think Mackay is a holdback, and I don't think Carter was a holdback by any significant margin.
No idea.
No clue. They could be 30 for all I know, but I don't think they are.
Yeah. I mean, well, honestly, with all the freaking Corona stuff, Demetrius Romero's in his 9th year of college.
That's true.
I think Demetrius Romero's my age.
Well, I wonder. Wouldn't he, Demetrius Romero? Let's see.
I'm pretty sure we graduated high school the same year.
That's what we'll find out right now.
JD's in his 7th year of employment. Demetrius Romero's still in college.
He's got JD's got his 401k humming, and Demetrius is still attending biology classes. All right.
Yep.
I wonder what his historical. Man, it's hard to see. Sophomore in 27. He's had a lot of different hairstyles as I look at his various.
He's been around a long time.
Yeah. Different facial hairs as well. I'm going to send this to Tyler so that the viewers at home can get a good view. Hold on. But yeah, I can't see when he graduated high school. When did you graduate high school?
2015.
Yeah, that maybe. He was a sophomore in 2017. So if he redshirted...
Bro, he might have graduated 10 years.
He graduated the same year as me.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
What if you were still in college? Didn't you take a while
That would be pretty cool.
You kind of took a little while, didn't you? Were you 5 years?
4.5.
You did 4.5. Okay, that's not bad.
No.
Not bad at all.
That's way faster than me. I don't even know. I honestly don't know how long I was in college. It was a long time. It was a long path to get the old bachelor's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, 157. I looked down here. Tier number 1. This has to be the biggest tier 1 ever in the history of tier 1s.
Yeah, and honestly, you could really realistically put Ed Scott in that tier 1.
Ed Scott's going tier 1. I was gonna let us get through tier 1, but yeah, that's happening.
So Austin O'Connor.
Well, yes, but look at my tier 2 is guys who could possibly make the jump to tier 1.
You're outside your mind with Patty. That's audacious.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, Jared. Look at Jared. Like Josh Humphreys. You know that guy is really, really good. Like I mean,
yes, I agree.
Josh Humphreys versus Patty Gallagher, November 13th is probably like a major for.
I agree,
for Josh.
I agree, but it's guys who I think have the potential to compete. Like, it's because we don't know exactly where Patty and Levi are at.
We have an idea.
Patty had 0 good wins last year. He lost to Michael Pettit, and he lost to Levi, and there's
According
0
to Tom
good
Ryan, he
wins
was
on
hurt.
I don't know.
And
okay, maybe it was audacious to put
How
Patty
hurt
in
could he
there.
have been? Take
I
him
think it's
out.
audacious.
I say take him out. What do you say, Piles? Let's elbow him.
He's not tier 2. I'm not gonna elbow him. JD's a beast. Also, we have HR now, and he's probably a snitch. But no, it's more out of respect. Look at tier 3. Josh Humphreys, Jared Franek. These guys have.
Josh Humphreys is good.
He is like the meanest guy on top in NCAA wrestling right now.
And Franek is darn good. This guy's. Look at his NCAAs. He lost to Teamer and Carr. That was it. That's how he lost. He was one of the victims of the David Carr Willits loss, which sent a lot of really good wrestlers back. That was a 4-3 loss. He lost 5-3 to Teamer. He beat Casto.
Franek's been round 12 both the last 2 years.
He is good. He is good.
Yeah.
He's a tier 2 guy. Josh Humphreys is a tier 2 guy. I do think.
You think they're separated from guys like Lovett, Keating?
Yes.
Absolutely,
yes.
I do.
Man, okay. listen to Franek's losses last year. Overtime to Brayton Lee, 3 losses to David Carr, and a loss to Ja'Cory Teamer.
Yeah, and he had a busy schedule. He wrestled 31 matches and basically only lost to monsters. Humphreys, I feel like, does have a little more variance, but his high end is
Humphreys
really
has more variance for sure. I mean, I could see you arguing.
Humphreys.
Do you want those two on tier 2 island?
Listen to very possibly. That's kind of what I'm concluding right now. Josh's NCAAs, he lost to 2 NCAA champions, Ryan Deacon and Austin O'Connor, and that's why he DMP'd. Then he beat Peyton Robb at NCAAs. Beat Benjamin Barton.
Yeah, going into NCAAs last year, you would think significantly higher of Jared Franek than you would have thought of Will Lewan. You guys got Will Lewan tier 1.
I don't know.
You definitely would have before the NCAAs last year. Take out NCAAs last year. I mean, he had a
What were their
decent Big Ten,
seeds?
but he beat Bergie, Swigum, and Saldate. Like you're not he lost. Freaky, he lost to Johnny Lovett. He lost to
You're
Brayton
talking about
Lee.
Will Luan.
We're talking about Will Lewan. Lost to Jacob Wright from Wyoming. Like, and then the year before that, he was 2-2 at NCAAs. He lost. He only beat Holden Heller and Josh McCuller, so like not really any big wins. I mean, obviously with his performance in NCAAs, you think significantly higher of him. But going into NCAAs last year, you would have thought higher of Franek than Luan for sure.
Okay, yeah, very possibly. Now that you're kind of taking me down memory lane. Yeah, so
So how much weight do you put on NCAAs? Where he beat Ja'Cory Teamer, where he beat the guy in the same tournament that he beat.
significant
But you have
amount.
them separated by
Carr.
2 tiers.
But
You have them separated by multiple tiers.
Okay, well, yeah, this was a bad tier 2. This was bad tiers.
You got caught up in the who's number one hype.
Okay, well, where do you
Yeah,
put
I don't like
Levi Haynes?
Franek and three.
We haven't actually got to Levi yet. I was kind of really zeroed in on Patty.
Because he's a guy with the potential, but obviously he has not proven it yet at this level.
I feel similar. I don't know, man. I'm just not as sure on
Who are we talking about now?
Levi, and is he tier 2 out the gate?
Honestly,
I don't know that.
Okay, well, honestly, I looked at I looked at Singleton versus not Singleton. I looked at Barr versus Raleigh. So when they had that result, then I scrolled back to the other results, and I look at that UWW 70 kg bracket. So I mean, I don't think Mitchell's going to wrestle. He was in there, but then I look at Hunter Garvin. I think he could do well next year in this bracket. I look at Levi Haynes. I think he could do pretty well in this bracket. Jordan Williams, like I'm not nearly as high on, but I think he has the potential to do well here. Caleb Henson, there's a bunch of guys. Well, I guess Caleb
Cardenas might be in this mix too.
There's a bunch of these guys who are like, wow, they could wrestle at the next level probably next year.
Speaking of Caleb Henson for Virginia Tech, where do we see him eventually going 65? Or how does this work with Bryce Antonian going up to 157?
Maybe he goes down. He's not super tall.
I think
kind of short.
You're right. He's not.
I think he'll be 49.
Yeah,
year.
they actually.
I think they need him.
WrestleStat has him at 49. He wrestled at the Southeast Open at 149. He'll be at 49, which will be interesting. Makes it a little more seamless with Andonia moving up.
Cerniglia and Humphreys. That was the really weird, like, quick pin, right? Wasn't that the one?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So that's that variance we were talking about with him.
Yeah. Humphreys, man, he is good. And he does have this loss to Doug Zapp, but I feel like Zapp, like, kind of like he wrestles really hard and he surprises some people sometimes.
Zapp has more than a couple good wins. He's a tough guy. It'll be interesting. Okay, or what was I looking at here? I was looking at Virginia Tech's lineup.
We're just all over the place.
We are. That's okay.
All right. Man, I mean, honestly, this weight class is not all that good. Like, if you guys want to argue to me, move freaking Josh Humphrey, Jared Franek, and Ed Scott into tier 1. And that's like a tier 1 of like any of these guys can be 1 through 9.
I did title this. I made this preview. I said a weight up for grabs.
I kind of am not mad at it, man. I mean, if
I'm not, and then you put all the other guys in tier 2. Like I'm not. That could happen.
I think.
Here's the
this
one
is wrong.
thing.
I think Ed Scott still needs to improve, which is very possible because of the improvements we saw him make from 2 years ago to last year, to make it into this tier. Like I feel like as of right now, like a healthy Austin O'Connor.
26-4 last year.
He did lose to AJ Kovac.
Oh no, he got. But wasn't he beating Peyton Robb when he got pinned?
That was the very quick pin.
No, he was not winning.
He was not winning. Are you sure?
He got rolled through on a quick cradle. I can look it up.
That was the very quick
He
pin.
also lost to Jake Keating.
He was
of UVA.
winning that match.
All right, let's look it up. Rob.
Keating. He pinned Keating at ACCs.
All right. F it all. Toss him in, too. Toss Franek in. Toss Levi Haynes in.
Where is Jake Keating? Should be in the tiers.
He's in
there.
He's tier 3.
Yeah, he's good. All right, I'm getting ready to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Ed Scott's got a win over Quincy Monday, the time traveler.
Which, by the way,
the Kovacs loss was not good. Obviously, that's a teammate though, so they're gonna figure that one out in the room.
Yeah. Man, Quincy Monday, what are you doing?
That's what I was just about to say. He, Ayers confirmed that he wants to go, but he did kind of say he's certifying at 57, probably. So maybe you nudge him.
So Rob took Ed down to his back. He was up 6-0.
Who was up?
Rob. He was up 4-1.
But I feel like Ed Scott was coming back, and then no,
stop feeling that way.
Totally wrong.
Terrible pin call. My gosh, that's so bad. And I knew that at the time, but watching again, I forgot how terrible it was.
It was really bad, right?
Oh, just so bad. I mean, listen, Rob was up 4-1, and and Ed Scott was on bottom. There was no momentum in his direction.
Okay, got it.
But it was a backward somersault.
Yeah, I mean, there was not going to
Send it to Tyler.
He was not going to get any near fall. There was no near fall for Peyton out of this 6.
He was already off of his back when the referee slapped the mat.
All right, I just sent it to Tyler along with
It was. If I remember, it was preposterous, but I can't picture the exact scenario right now.
Yeah. So here, watch. Here it comes. Look at
this. Oh
this.
shoot! Hold on. I'm on another channel. Hold on.
Yeah, channel. Put it on TBS.
Once again, sorry to
go back.
Rewind it.
Right,
yeah, I remember this. This was so preposterous. Oh my god. How do they call this?
Skipping.
Oh my god.
So bad.
Uh-oh. Hold on.
Yeah, not a pin call. You can also have the mini faces of Demetrius if you want to show those as a look. Oh, okay. I missed it. Yeah. A lot of cool looks. All right. So that's 57, I think, is just a mega tier. And so with that, one thing that could change it, two things. One, Quincy Monday. And even still, I would say Quincy is very much among this tier. Maybe he's a step ahead. But
he lost to? Who did I saw he lost to?
Ed Scott. He lost to Ed Scott. He lost to Ja'Cory. So he's not impenetrable.
I mean, I honestly like the tiers that I said. Put Franek, Humphreys, and Ed Scott in tier 1 and mix those dudes up, and then everyone else below that, like Kendall Coleman's had some good moments, but all these other dudes below that, like I feel like it's a very clear separation. Now with the true freshman, Levi Haynes, I think could be really good. I actually think Hunter Garvin could be really good. I don't know. I have no idea whether he's going to start or not. Who's the other one that I mentioned?
Mitchell wants to redshirt.
I don't think he's going to wrestle. Yeah, I think he's redshirt. Jordan Williams. I feel like he's got, but that's one where it's like I feel like two ways about him. I feel like he could be really good or he could be a big bust.
Yeah.
Because skill wise, he's got great skills, but if he doesn't want to wrestle hard, he don't want to train hard, he's not going to be good.
What do you think about Luka Wick, who's evidently moving up to 157?
Well, they got Don Demas at 149.
Yes.
So I think he would probably move up and take over the.
He is. That's what I'm saying. How do we think he does it at 157? Is he ready to be a mover and a shaker?
Let me look at his. This is where I need someone pre-pulling up the wrestle stats, so I can have them ready.
He was 12-0 last year.
Well, that's good.
Did not really face a lot of competition, but he beat it all. He beat everyone. A lot of pins at the end.
A lot of pins.
1, 2, 3,
4 pins in a row at the.
8 pins.
It's a Wick family tradition.
Wick loves it. He really didn't. So he hasn't faced even an NCAA qualifier, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, so I would say I think he could be good. Let's kind of wait and see type. I mean, that's how I would say about Patty Gallagher too. When I look at his wrestles, that's like let's wait and see. I wonder why he didn't wrestle UWWs. There's no way he's too old, right?
Don't know.
BWW juniors, or is he super old?
I have no idea.
He might he might be one of those like double holdback Ohio kids. I don't know how I'd find
Luca
this out.
Wick or Patty?
No, Patty. Because
Oh,
usually, um, college kids have either 1 or 2 years left as in the U20 division. But
yeah.
if they did the double holdback, then they do not.
I think he's probably just trying to get healthy and stay
Oh,
healthy and be
I
ready for next year.
I actually feel like he's old. Uh, Patty Gallagher, 33 years old. I told you.
Wow.
There's a boxer.
Confirmed.
Let's see if his birthday's on any of these things.
So I'm
no
with
birthday.
you on 157 that it's big, mix them up at the beginning. I really don't know. I was getting ready to say something and then we had 5 minutes in between it. But I was gonna say
Mix 'em up way
a
fast.
couple things that could change it. Quincy coming down, but if O'Connor returns to healthy form, he might just be better than everyone and just win this.
I think
running away.
he would be the Vegas odds-on favorite to win.
It's
Really?
tough though. I don't know, man. He's
If he's
freaking.
healthy.
I don't know.
He just got
Assuming he's
surgery
healthy.
in like what, March? So I mean, how?
So 12 months of recovery.
No, not 12 months of recovery. He's
March
not.
to March.
That's not 12 months of recovery if he's.
If he's got to wrestle in the season.
He has to wrestle. That's like
Doesn't have to.
okay. Well, all right. Well, then yeah. If he doesn't wrestle, then he's not in any tier. Well, what?
Well, I'm saying like he doesn't have to wrestle a full season.
I know that, but he's not going to have 12 months of recovery before he wrestles. He will have.
All right, 9 months.
That's a big difference. I'm trying to see when did he get the surgery. Okay, he posted about it. I love that everything gets. Well, this says June, running it back at the ACC, but that doesn't mean this is when he had surgery. It's just what the post is from.
I would assume it was pretty close to right after season.
Yeah, you got to figure. So I don't know. Hopefully he is full on healthy because he could be the guy. He could be. Other than him returning to 100% health and form, I don't see anyone running through this field undefeated. I think everyone will get marked up. I feel it's very unlikely we see an undefeated NCAA champion out of this weight class. But you never know. But it's fun to talk about. Anything else at 157?
No, big mix 'em up weight class. If I make the tiers, it's those 2 tiers like I talked about. All those dudes in tier number 1, and then relatively clear break, and then the tier 2.
Yes. Excited for Buddy Brayton Lee to be back healthy. He's very good. That elbow.
Yeah, he had what was his weird loss last year was he lost to Garrett Model. Remember that?
Yeah, it was terrible.
That was
What the heck? That was just awful.
I don't know what he was doing.
Something was going on there. That
You think, or you think it was like Model gasses some dudes out? I mean, Model's weakness is on.
Brayton was
bottom.
gassed about 48 seconds into the match, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Model's got a good gas tank.
No one's pace
hard.
is that good.
No one's pace.
Something weird was going on in that match.
I mean, that was his only loss, and then his last one was he lost via injury on the last one. But that was his only loss of last year was Garrett Model. Beat Willow on, beat Peyton Robb. Yeah, it's having a pretty good year.
The chat is out of control on Facebook. These deviants were all over the place.
Oh, I'm on YouTube. That was what I was saying earlier. Because sometimes I have it on mute, obviously, but I just see what people are commenting so we can comment. You know, when you were trying to watch the Ed Scott match.
Thank you, Richard Kinzierski, for the compliment about the Tom Ryan interview. Please listen to it. Joe Caprino says Ozzy needs to go intern with the Ferrari family. Food for thought.
God, no.
They said They said you could find my engagement pictures on my MySpace, which I don't think is true. I hope it's not true.
I'm looking it up right now, and I'm gonna send it to Tyler.
I don't think it is.
Piles MySpace.
I don't know where it would be. I'm not.
See, Piles 1 MySpace.
Is that me?
I don't know.
Did you
I'm
make a
trying to look it up.
MySpace or not?
No, I was on MySpace, but I don't know if that was my MySpace. Everyone was on a MySpace at that.
Nothing will pop up. I was not on MySpace. It never was.
I guess, yeah, I was. I wasn't a big
This is
MySpace.
Chris Piles. So
That's
I don't
not
know if it's
me.
the same
I would
person.
never. I didn't even know. Honestly, it's news to me that MySpace is still up. Yeah, this is not me.
Yeah, I don't think so.
This says Cedar Hill, Texas. No, I don't even know where
Dang it
that
all.
is. Sorry, guys, and I don't think it would be on there anyways. All right. Okay. Get to some questions. Let's see. Hey, someone says that we're not up on Spotify from yesterday.
It's because of the new transition. It's not working.
Nice.
Which is also why we don't have video on Spotify anymore. Which,
This is
if you listen strictly on Spotify, you might not even be able to hear this. So
This is going great. Sorry.
this is not my doing. I would like to say.
not my doing either.
No, this
It's
is
being done to us.
company-wide initiative.
It's a company-wide initiative to not have our shows on Spotify. We have a united front. Okay. Yep.
We will return though.
Oh, it'll be a triumphant return.
We're working tirelessly. To get
Hey,
to the
I got
top.
Richard's last name right. Thank you very much. Keith Gothard, no, finish the weights. We're not doing all the weights today. Deviant, we got to keep you coming back, Keith. He says, don't go to questions,
Keith
please.
will come back no matter what.
Keith, you're coming back.
We
and
can
I'm
talk about anything.
Keith, yeah.
All right,
Keith
before we
comes
get to
back
questions,
every day.
I will say Austin, the city of Austin, is on fire. That is notable. Are you concerned, JD?
No,
What do you
because I
mean?
didn't know about it until this morning when I saw that it's not
It's not really
the city
on
of Austin.
fire.
There's a small fire outside of Austin. I'm sure it will be contained.
I want to see. I feel like JD in JD's Instagram in the next week or so, he's gonna find the fire, get on his motorcycle. He'd be like, "Colleen, shoot this," and get a shot of JD emerging from the smoke
Off a ramp.
on his freaking motorcycle.
That would be badass.
That's the only prediction I'll make about the Austin fires. Which it is so hot and dry here. It has been a wild one. Stay cool. All right, we're going to questions.
Can't wait till it rains to say, wow, we needed it.
Well, boy, Plant's got to be loving this. Wicked
Are you
Scepter,
nerds? Get to the questions already. You guys, I'm about done with you two today.
join in the climate talk, Ben. It's fun.
I'll pass on that one.
Pass on climate. Okay.
We got a lot of rain here this summer in Wisconsin. Nice, humid summer. Great.
Wonderful. Wicked Scepter is the one who asked for a T-Row and Funky Show reunion on FRL Sunday.
I was texting with Tommy, and he said, okay, but he's out of the loop on the Buckeyes, so he can't give us the inside scoops. And listen, you already did the interview with Tom Ryan. You got all the inside scoops you need.
Well, I wouldn't bring on Tommy Rollins for a Buckeyes insider moment.
Buckeyes Insider. Remember last year we had the idea to get, and I think it was still a good idea. We just didn't execute all the way on it. Getting correspondents of who were real homers of certain teams. That was going to be hilarious, and then we never really did
It
it.
never really happened. There's not enough
happened.
talent, and that's a challenge. That's a challenge to you out there.
Richard Kinzerski.
Kinzierski. Okay. Roy Donk says, do you think 11 was on a vision quest in season 4 of Stranger Things?
I don't even know what this means.
So do you?
I'm out on Stranger Things.
Me too. I only asked this question to say I'm out on Stranger Things. I got tired of it. I don't think it was that good. And
I never watched it.
every season ends with 11 screaming, and they win, and the bad thing dies. Every single season ends like that.
11 a person or
11 is a person. She's this girl with powers who uses them to help these precocious youngsters navigate this alternate reality. It's I thought it was a fine show, but now I'm over it.
Got it.
Okay, so sorry, Stranger Things fans, and I can't speak to the Vision Quest. Any other
Only one more
questions?
question. Tanner
Oh.
Huffman. That's it.
Tanner Huffman. What about this?
Adam
this
Rush.
this is a good question actually. Who's the highest placing first time All-American in 2023?
That was a good question. Yeah, I don't
It
have
is a
good
good question.
answer.
And you really kind
I
of
feel like it's gonna be a true freshman because there's always a true freshman that comes in and does really, really well. And obviously, if they're true freshmen, they couldn't have placed before.
that is true by law. Who could that be? Like a Buzakis or a Mendez would be the highest on the big one. Oh, we know who
Ed.
it is. Ed? Oh yeah, Ed
Ed
Scott.
Scott.
Is interesting.
Ooh,
Because
that's
he
interesting.
did
Yeah.
not A last
He
year.
did not place. Oh, what was the other? Oh, there's another name.
Who?
Swiderski.
Swiderski.
At 41, 40. I mean, 41 is thin, so that could be someone for sure.
But it's like, could he be like a Max Mirren type?
Swiderski? Oh yeah,
Well, that's different weight classes.
that's
Oh
true
yeah,
too.
49.
Yeah, could Swiderski beat Berglund Composto? Like, I could see that
Yeah.
happening for sure.
Could he beat? But here's the real question: can he beat Bo? You don't know, Ben. You don't know.
No, I find it to be hilarious when there's certain wrestlers that you get stuck on who their talent that you want to be there never comes to fruition, but you
You'll
just
see.
can't let it go. So I find it funny.
You'll see. Richard also wants to know if I agreed with Coach Ryan about the Karchler reversal. I mean, seems like by the letter of the law, it's a 2. It was
Yeah, my
reversal.
take on that was that, but Karchler was never ever going to ride him, so it's 2-2. Obviously, he doesn't get ridden out, but
Maybe
it's not like it wins him the match.
Yeah,
That
definitely
makes
not.
sense.
But it was definitely 2 also. Keith Gothard, remember when you would bring in the Russian expert to talk Russian wrestling? We should check in on Gina, King G. Although
Yeah.
there's not as much, Keith, I don't know if you're a big geopolitics guy, but Russia's not so much in the wrestling scene right now. But maybe that's all the more reason to talk
They
to.
are still very much doing their own wrestling
They're
too.
doing their own thing. All right, so you know what, Keith, we should check back in.
Are we politically able? Because is Flow Sports going to get canceled if we talk to a Russian person?
We're talking to someone that lives in Russia. I don't think that's a cancelable offense.
I wouldn't think so either. But some of these wild lefties, you never know.
Well, this yeah, I think we'd be good.
Yeah.
Now, if he starts spouting some Putin propaganda, then maybe we'll have to. Tyler will have to be quick with the button, but I don't think we'll have any of that.
Quick with the button.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and go. This has been a fun show. It's fun doing these tiers. 2 exciting weights for very different reasons. 157 is kind of climbing the ranks of one of the more interesting weights for me in my mind. I have no idea who's going to win, and that makes it all the more fun. And I'm sure there's names that weren't even said on the show. They're going to wind up being contenders, as is the nature of NCAA wrestling. We'll be back tomorrow, which is Thursday. We hope you guys have a great Wednesday. Katie and I will now celebrate with tacos. Thank you.